Hey, Steelers Nation. We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. The rumor mill has finally exploded, and this time it feels real. After months of whispers, cryptic tweets, and sideline glances, it looks like the long-running saga has come to a close. Chris Olave, the dynamic wide receiver from the New Orleans Saints, has reportedly touched down in Pittsburgh, setting off a storm among Steelers Nation. Fans flooded social media within minutes of the first leaked airport photo, and the buzz has only grown louder since. What started as a faint murmur during the offseason has now turned into a full-blown headline that could reshape the AFC North. The Steelers have been searching for that true WR1 since Antonio Brown's explosive departure, and while several talented names have stepped in, none quite captured that same mix of precision, speed, and swagger. Olave brings that and more, and if this deal is confirmed, it signals a major shift in Pittsburgh's offensive identity. There's a sense that something big is brewing in the Steel City, a new energy that could reignite that classic here we go fire, the kind that turns average seasons into Super Bowl dreams. And honestly, for fans desperate for a spark, this could be the jolt they've been waiting for. Insiders have been hinting for weeks that Pittsburgh was cooking something behind closed doors, but few expected it to be this bold. General Manager Omar Khan has been praised for his aggressive but calculated approach since taking over, and pulling off a move like this would only cement that reputation. The Steelers have always prided themselves on homegrown talent and player loyalty, but the modern NFL rewards decisive moves, and Khan seems to understand that better than anyone. The reports suggest that Pittsburgh offered a package including draft picks and perhaps a young defensive piece to sweeten the deal. For Olave, the timing is perfect. His chemistry with Derek Carr never quite clicked, and frustration was starting to leak into his public comments. A fresh start with a young quarterback like Kenny Pickett could unlock his potential in ways the Saints couldn't. Imagine Olave's route-running precision under the lights at Acrisure Stadium, slicing through secondaries while terrible towels spin across the stands. It feels cinematic, almost like destiny aligning at just the right time for both sides, especially as the AFC grows more competitive each season. Fans in Pittsburgh are already dreaming up scenarios, breaking down highlight reels, and predicting stat lines before an official statement has even dropped. That's the thing about Steelers fans. They don't just support their team, they live it, breathe it, and dissect every snap like analysts. On talk shows and fan forums, the question isn't if Olave fits, but how fast he'll transform this offense. With Deontay Johnson traded earlier in the year and George Pickens developing into a physical deep threat, adding Olave gives the Steelers a lethal 1-2 punch that could keep defenses guessing every week. The balance of precision and explosiveness might finally return to an offense that's felt one-dimensional for too long. Offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, known for creative play designs, must be grinning ear to ear right now. He's got the tools, the speed, and the flexibility to stretch the field in ways fans haven't seen since Big Ben's prime. This isn't just a player acquisition. It's a cultural reset. Pittsburgh football might finally be fun again, and Olave could be the face of that revival. Around the league, reactions are pouring in fast. Former players, analysts, and rivals are already chiming in, calling it one of the boldest moves of the year. Some skeptics wonder whether Olave's style, more finesse than physical, fits the gritty Steelers mold. But others argue that's exactly why this move makes sense. Pittsburgh's evolution from smash-mouth football to a modern, high-tempo attack has been slow and sometimes awkward. Adding a receiver like Olave signals that the organization is embracing the future rather than clinging to the past. The AFC North is no longer just about pounding the rock. It's about adaptability, creativity, and catching defenses off guard. If anyone embodies that shift, it's Olave. His footwork is poetry. His timing surgical, and his ability to create separation feels effortless. For the Steelers, who've often been criticized for conservative offensive planning, this could be the statement piece that silences critics. It's not about rebuilding anymore. It's about reloading with purpose, with attitude, and with a clear message that the Steelers aren't just here to compete. They're here to conquer. At the Saints camp, the mood is reportedly somber but understanding. OLAVE was beloved in New Orleans, and losing him won't be easy for a team still trying to find its post-Breeze identity. His connection with the fans, his professionalism, and his consistency made him one of the bright spots in an otherwise turbulent period. But in the NFL, timing is everything, and sometimes a clean break benefits both sides. For New Orleans, this trade frees up cap space and opens the door for younger receivers to step into the spotlight. For OLAVE, it's a chance to elevate his game on a bigger stage, in a city that thrives on energy, history, and grit. Steelers fans aren't just passionate. They're relentless in their love for players who give it their all. If OLAVE performs, he won't just be accepted, he'll be adored. There's a kind of poetic justice in that. A player looking for a home and a team looking for a spark, finally finding each other at the perfect crossroads. That's the stuff football folklore is built on. Meanwhile, Kenny Pickett has to be the happiest man in Pittsburgh right now. The young quarterback, often under scrutiny, finally gets a true WR1, someone who can turn routine passes into highlight reels. Pickett's progression has been steady but cautious, often limited by a conservative game plan and inconsistent receiver play. With OLAVE in the mix, everything changes. Suddenly, those tight windows become opportunities, and those third-down situations start looking manageable. The synergy between a precise route runner and a rhythm-based passer could define the Steelers' offensive identity for years to come. Imagine the potential: OLAVE running crisp out routes, Pickens stretching the field vertically, and Najee Harris keeping defenses honest with ground-and-pound efficiency. It's balance. It's structure. It's excitement. This isn't just about a single player moving teams. It's about the Steelers signaling that they're done waiting for things to click. They're ready to make it happen now. And if this rumor becomes reality, that "here we go" chant might sound a little louder than usual this season. In Pittsburgh, optimism spreads fast, but this feels different, more electric, more tangible. The city that lives and dies with its football team has been starving for a story like this. Every major move in franchise history, from drafting Terry Bradshaw to trading for Minkah Fitzpatrick, carried that sense of calculated daring. This OLAVE situation fits right into that legacy. You can practically feel the anticipation building around the organization. Beat reporters are camping near the facility, trying to spot OLAVE's arrival, while local bars are already selling OLAVE Nation t-shirts. It's become an event, a celebration, even before pen meets paper. For a team that's long defined by stability, this sudden jolt of star power could be exactly what re-energizes the entire fan base. Head coach Mike Tomlin, never one to show too much emotion publicly, is said to be quietly thrilled. Tomlin has always believed in playmakers, and OLAVE checks every box: discipline, intelligence, competitiveness, and an unshakable drive to improve. It's the kind of match that feels too good to be coincidence, like the football gods finally smiled on the Steel City again. Behind closed doors, though, the work is just beginning. Integrating a new WR1 is no small task, especially in a system as detail-oriented as Pittsburgh's. Chemistry takes time, and the Steelers' playbook demands precision from every position group. But that's where OLAVE's maturity comes into play. He's not just athletic, he's cerebral. Coaches rave about his film study habits, his ability to understand defensive schemes, and his willingness to put in the extra hours. Those qualities align perfectly with the Steelers' culture of accountability. Expect the first few practices to draw massive attention, not just from fans, but from every media outlet looking to gauge how quickly OLAVE and Pickett sync up. If the early connection clicks, the hype will skyrocket, and suddenly the Steelers could find themselves being discussed among the AFC's elite again. The Bengals, Ravens, and Browns are all formidable, but this move could tilt the competitive balance. One elite receiver can change everything, from how defenses line up to how coordinators call plays. And OLAVE isn't just elite, he's ascending. Of course, not everyone is buying the hype just yet. There's a cautious undertone among some analysts who warn against overreacting before the ink dries. They point out that Pittsburgh has had its share of high-profile acquisitions that didn't pan out as expected. Still, this feels different because it's strategic rather than desperate. The Steelers aren't trying to make headlines. They're filling a need with precision. Their offense has lacked consistency, especially in converting big plays and maintaining rhythm. OLAVE's ability to stretch the field and win on intermediate routes directly addresses that issue. His arrival could also take pressure off George Pickens, allowing him to focus on his strengths as a physical mismatch. The ripple effect could transform the entire offensive ecosystem. Even Najee Harris might benefit, as safeties are forced to respect the passing threat more often. It's like unlocking a chain reaction of balance and creativity, the kind of offensive versatility Pittsburgh hasn't seen since its glory days. This isn't just roster building, it's evolution happening in real time. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Meanwhile, OLAVE's own mindset could determine how far this partnership goes. Leaving New Orleans, a city that embraced him, won't be easy. But in Pittsburgh, he steps into a place where legends are made, not just remembered. The pressure will be immense. Steelers fans don't settle for mediocrity, and the media spotlight here can be relentless. Yet, if there's one thing OLAVE has shown throughout his career, it's composure. He's never seemed rattled, even under the brightest lights. That quiet confidence could make him an instant leader in the locker room, especially for younger players trying to find their footing. There's talk that he's already spoken with Pickett and Tomlin, discussing off-season training plans and playbook nuances. That kind of proactive communication is a promising sign. It's one thing to be talented. It's another to be committed to the grind. If OLAVE brings that same work ethic to Pittsburgh, he won't just fit in. He'll elevate everyone around him. That's how dynasties quietly begin. Not with noise, but with intention. It's fascinating how one move can shift an entire narrative. A few weeks ago, people were questioning the Steelers' offensive direction, doubting whether Pickett was the long-term answer. Now, with OLAVE's name attached to the franchise, optimism floods back in. That's the magic of the NFL. Momentum off the field often precedes success on it. The front office clearly understands that football isn't just about X's and O's. It's about energy, chemistry, and belief. Bringing in OLAVE isn't just adding stats. It's adding faith back into the locker room. For a team that's prided itself on resilience through adversity, this feels like the next chapter in a story that's far from over. The Steelers have always been at their best when doubted, when the odds stack up and everyone else looks away. Now, the spotlight returns, and with it, the pressure to deliver. If they embrace that challenge, and OLAVE becomes the centerpiece everyone expects, the rest of the league better be ready. Because when Pittsburgh football catches fire, it tends to burn for a long, long time. So here we are, standing at the edge of what could be a new era. Nothing official yet, no press conference, no jersey unveil, but the excitement is real. You can feel it in every tweet, every fan chant, every speculative sports segment. The phrase OLAVE to Pittsburgh has already taken on a life of its own. Maybe it's just a rumor. Maybe it's the start of something historic. Either way, it's the kind of story that reminds fans why they love this game. The drama, the hope, the endless what-ifs. And if this one turns out to be true, the Steelers might have just pulled off one of the smartest, flashiest, and most impactful moves in recent memory. Chris Olave in black and gold. It sounds right, doesn't it? Fast, sleek, determined, and unshakably confident. Just like the city he's about to represent. The novel might be over, but the real story? It's only beginning. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.